Hi, I'm Sarah Marion, and welcome to Athena Advisory's Insider Tips. Get ready for a crash course in nonprofit know-how. Each week, you'll get access to insider tips straight from those who know us best. Join to learn something new, no matter if you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Let's dive in. So today, it's a solo episode with me, and I am talking about the insider tips on being the best leader you can be of your organization. Kind of like the secret sauce, have you? So, number one, you are the face of your organization. With social media and the people in your community, cameras, Facebook, Twitter, seeing everything you do, how you live your life, it's critical that you put your best foot forward and truly represent your chamber, your nonprofit, and your community. Number two, I would say invest in education. For me, that was number one. Investing in that professional development was key. Learn to run a 501c6 or your 501c3 by getting involved with your local association, hire a mentor, maybe a coach to help you learn how to run your organization the best that you can. It's critical to be successful long term. And build this into your budget. You can attend conferences and report back to your board what you learned, share pictures of you learning at the conference on social media and with members to show your community that you really care about your organization and you're learning best practices to move it forward. Okay, number two. This isn't for everybody, but it is a good tip to try to be a social butterfly. You're literally wanting to talk to all the people in the room. Even at a ribbon cutting, you're speaking to everyone, making them feel important. When you put people first, they will be very loyal and they'll do whatever you need. It's when they're ignored and they don't feel appreciated is when you're going to have some trouble. Remember, you are the face of the community and you can guide whatever happens and in the direction. You have more influence than you think. We have to remember that when we create a vision and unity and a focus for our communities, and we have to get past personalities and be determined to make it work. Take the high road always, 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 always take the high road. Remember the saying, the customer's always right. Next, this is probably my favorite because I like to be out and about, but get out of your office every single week to visit members or your community. Create those relationships because relationships are going to take you and your organization so far. They mean everything. All right, next, treat all members equal if you are a chamber, especially. No matter if a chamber member is at a level of 2,500 or 200, they're all at the same level as far as the way they're treated. Members can see right through it if you value only the top tier members. Same with donors too. You know, treat all your donors as partners no matter what, because everybody that's involved in that organization and is sharing money with you shows that they value you. And so you need to share that same with them. All right, you are in the people business and you have to be enthusiastic, especially as the leader. And you have to be passionate. So what that means is every day you have to intentionally come to work happy and fired up, even if you aren't. The community's watching and you're there for them. So put your best foot forward. And that's not to say if you are totally not having a good day, take a mental health day. It's okay. You'll come back so much better. Also, it's a good idea to step outside the office some days. If it's a beautiful day like today, maybe you go to the state park and you work for a few hours just to clear your head. You'll come back so much more refreshed and you'll have so many better ideas. And it just makes your work so much more productive when you can take a step outside of the office and kind of regroup and get a different kind of scenery. All right, this will happen, but if there, hopefully not often, but if there's an incident or if somebody is upset with us, tell your chair of your board. They need to know what's going on. You are not in this alone. But be careful that you never say anything negative about an issue or anyone. Find a trusted confidant or advisor from outside your community anytime you need to vent. So when I say there's an incident and talk to your chair, I don't mean vent to your chair. I mean problem solve with your chair. Let them know about what's going on so you guys can fix it together. Now, if you need to vent, I'll repeat it. Find a trusted confidant or advisor from outside your community that you can talk to. Do not work 24/7. The work will be waiting for you. Make sure if you are working at an event till 10 p.m., make sure that you don't have a 7 a.m. meeting scheduled the next day. This is a recipe for burnout. Just be mindful of your schedule. Last week, we talked about time management with Dr. Jeff Williamson. Look at your schedule and see if you are being realistic with your time, because if you're working, running a nonprofit or a chamber is not a 9-to-5 job, nor will it ever be. You have to go in with a different perspective. Be mindful of your calendar. Yes, it's fine to take late night meetings or early morning meetings, but just schedule accordingly. You may have the tendency to feel overwhelmed, but try not to, because it will not help you. It will hinder you. When you are feeling overwhelmed, write down what you need to do. Make your to-do list. Just get it all down on paper so you can see it. Because when it's all in your head, it can feel so much more overwhelming than it actually may be. Put it on paper, and as you do each task, mark it off. I know this is common sense, but sometimes we don't even think about it, and it's all just running in our head, and it's the most simple things that can help. So at the end of the day, when you see what you've done and accomplished for that day, you know that day was a success. Even if you've marked off 1 or 2 things, you've moved the needle forward. Now, having said that, every now and then there's something like I literally wouldn't get to, and it's okay. You add that to tomorrow's list, and that becomes the top priority. So just don't be overwhelmed, and know that you have a fun job and a meaningful job, and you are making such a difference in your community and with the people that you serve. And sometimes it's easy to forget because you get lost in the minutia of the day-to-day, but make sure you're taking some time to step back, look at the big picture, remember why you're there, and it all makes it worth it. So those were my insider tips for nonprofit leadership. Just some things to remember as you lead your organization. I'm going to just repeat a couple of my favorites. Number 1, invest in education. Number 2, get out of the office every week, create those relationships. Number 3, don't work 24/7. Take some time out for yourself. Take some time to take a walk in the middle of the day so you can clear your head and get creative and come back to the office refreshed with some great ideas. And I think that's number 4. Remember that you are making an impact every single day by doing what you're doing, and you're making a difference. And don't forget that. So these were Athena Advisory's insider tips this week. Next week, we have a special guest from the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, and he's going to be sharing some tips on how to create a successful board of directors. So I'm very excited about that. But for now, this was Athena Advisory's Insider Tips, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.